Hey, do you create YouTube videos? And if so, do you edit your own videos? Well, if you do, then I made this video for you because in today's video, we're gonna be talking about the most common video editing technique that you're gonna see here on YouTube that all the big creators seem to be using these days. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it and what it is in today's video so that you guys can create better videos and get more views and make more money, because money is fire and videos, there are lighters.
So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter.
What's up guys, Augie Johnston here with VidChops.com, where we're here to help you take the burden of editing totally off your hands with our flat rate video editing service. So if you need help with your videos and your editing, head over to VidChops.com. Otherwise, if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button right now because we release all kinds of videos to help other video creators create better videos. So let's go ahead and get right into today's episode. Okay, so what video editing technique am I talking about? I'm talking about jump cuts. Jump cuts, jump cuts. And if you don't know what jump cuts are, then this video is for you. Make sure you stick around to the end. And if you do already know what they are, then just stick with me because I'm gonna break down technically how you should be doing your jump cuts in the editing process. So first, what are jump cuts? Well, you're watching a video right now that's been jump cut. That right there was a jump cut. And that right there was another one. So basically what it is, it's just a cut that you can make in your video editing process that removes any kind of dead space. And it sounds simple enough, but honestly, if you do it incorrectly, it just makes your videos like super awkward in certain points when you jump cut too early or you jump cut too late. And what I mean is, if you jump cut too early, then the end of your sentence is gonna get cut off just like this. And if you jump cut too late, you're gonna have like this awkward little pause at the end of your sentence, kind of like this. And the same thing goes for the second cut that you make that brings in that second part of the sentence. If that's too late or too early, then it's also going to look really awkward. I personally love jump cuts because the way that I record my videos is I use an outline. I'll take a look at my outline, I'll deliver my words, and then I'll pause for a second, kind of like this. I'll look at my notes, and then I'll bring my head back up, and then I'll continue delivering my lines. So it's really easy for our editor to come in there and cut out all of those little parts where I'm actually looking at the paper instead of at the camera. And I know it seems pretty straightforward, but these cuts need to be super precise in order for your video to flow properly. So what you wanna do is you wanna look at the footage, you wanna look at the audio waveforms that are on the screen. If you can see both of those little waveforms, you wanna cut out that piece of dead space in between. So what you wanna do is you wanna get your cursor or your playhead right on the edge of that first waveform, right? It goes up and down. You wanna put your cursor right on the edge there, and that's where you're gonna wanna make your cut. But before you make your cut, you're gonna wanna use either the left and right arrows on most computers to go back and forth frame by frame with that playhead in order to match up where the audio ends and kind of the facial expression that you're seeing on the person. By using those waveforms, it's really easy to visually go and just slap your playhead right next to it and then use those keys to get that perfect frame to make that cut. And another cool thing about jump cuts is really you can go through and jump cut out all of the mistakes pretty easily to create a good flowing video. You really want your jump cuts to be seamless as far as, you know, the awkward pauses and the dead space being removed, but it's okay if it's kind of jumpy and jumping all around. That's why it's called a jump cut. And what you're gonna notice is that sometimes they help actually keep viewers engaged by speeding up the dialogue and just kind of hitting your viewer with bam, bam, bam new information consistently throughout the video. So as an editor going through and making your jump cuts, what you'd like to do is you wanna make sure you watch all of the takes through all the way, because there might be some other takes that are better that you wanna use instead of the other one. And that's kind of what editing's all about, right? I might send this footage to my editor and I might say the same thing 3 times in a row, all kind of in different ways. And then I trust my editor to choose what he feels like is the best choice, the best version of what I said, and include that in and jump cut everything out. And then with these jump cuts, you also can do things called like crop ins and crop outs. So here's an example of a crop in, and you can use these in your editing as you're saying something that's very dramatic. You see that crop in just made your video a little bit more entertaining. And one thing about crop ins that I just wanted to mention is that if you are recording in 1080p and doing a lot of crop-ins, especially if they crop in a ton, then it's really gonna kind of destroy the quality of your video. This is YouTube, so for me personally, I don't worry about that. But if you want kind of like the perfect quality in your video for a 1080p video, then you're gonna wanna record in 4K so that when you say something very dramatic and you use a crop in just like that, then you will actually not lose any quality of your video. And that's really like the main reason that people shoot in 4K, is so that they can do these crop ins without losing that quality. Another cool trick with these jump cuts and crop ins is you can crop in like multiple levels to drive your point home. You see what I did there? That double crop in right there allowed me to just create like a little bit more of an entertaining and engaging video. So real quick, let's jump on the computer so I can just show you exactly what it looks like to make these jump cuts from a technical aspect, kind of like we talked about earlier with the playhead and the waveforms and finding the perfect frame. So I'll see you guys over on the computer right now. Okay, so here we are. I'm gonna try to go through this quickly so that you can get the information that you're here for. So here's a good example. Here's the waveforms, right? Here's all the dead space, and then there's some more waveforms right here. So we wanna cut this out. So just like I said, you just look for the waveforms and place your cursor on the edge, and then I like to zoom in. And now I'm gonna be using the left and right arrow keys on my keyboard to get the exact frame that we wanna cut on. The few things I'm looking for here is I'm looking for the mouth movement on the video. I'm listening to the audio to see when it cuts out, and I'm gonna make my cut right there. And the word here he's saying is skateboard. So if I was going just on the waveform, I would say it ends right here. But I'm looking at the mouth too a little bit. And probably right about there is gonna be good. I like my jump cuts quick, but not too quick. So yeah, I just went ahead and made a cut right there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and scroll forward to the next part. There it is, and you can see the waveform right before it. I can hear that little audio right there. Let me turn it up just a little bit. So I'm actually gonna make my cut right there, right before I hear that. Yeah, and I think that might be a little bit late, or it could be just right depending on the actual video. So let me go ahead and just zoom out a little bit. Okay, now you can go ahead and listen to see what it sounds like, and you can see it on the screen.
Skateboard. Now I'm kind of a novice skateboard. Now I'm kind of a novice skateboard. Now I'm kind of a novice at.
Yeah, and that's a great cut. Kind of the example I was talking about earlier is if you cut too late, then it kind of looks awkward. And here's like an example if I was to do that. Like, let me just go late on both. Here's kind of what that awkward example looks like.
Skateboard. Now I'm kind of a novice.
Okay, so right here you kind of see this part here where they're not really talking, not doing anything. And here, if I extend it even more, it'd be more awkward.
Electric skateboard. Now I'm kind of a.
Right, so I'm just gonna Command Z back. We can compare that against the good one. So here's the good cut.
Electric skateboard. Now I'm kind of a novice at.
So yeah, it's seamless, it sounds good, it looks good, and that's how you do it. All right guys, I hope you guys liked that video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. We release all kinds of videos to help video creators. Also, if you want help with your video editing, head over to vidchops.com. Head over there, I got a flat rate video editing service where we can totally take the burden of editing off your hands for a flat monthly rate. So, all right guys, I hope to see you over at vidchops.com, and I will catch you in the next video.